The crypto market is in a fear and greed index of probably the lowest numbers I've seen in about 5 years. And that spells an opportunity. And again, if you take a look at everything else, you can see that the last time we hit this low, people bought, and that bought a lot. It made a difference, a life-changing difference in their portfolios. And again, today I'm going to break down the top 4 cryptos that I think could potentially make that life-changing difference. And again, you could have bought Bitcoin at 3,000 and sold it at 126,000. You could have bought Dogecoin at basically 0.00000 and made about 123,000%. It's always these opportunities. It's either Iraq or Iran or some country or some issue that happens that sends the markets in a panic and it presents this opportunity of a lifetime. And again, these opportunities of a lifetime actually come every 4 to 6 years. So they do come, but they do not come that frequently. So you have to take advantage, because in a maybe 20-year career of investing, you might get 4 chances like this. So you have to take advantage. So let's talk about exactly what I am going to be buying. And we're going to go over top 4 cryptos that really could be those key assets that maybe 10x or even 100x in your portfolio. Again, so Bitcoin dominance is around 58%, and we're now down over 50% with Bitcoin. The total market cap of 2.31 trillion is well off the $4 trillion highs. And again, the macro setup, there's rate cut expectations, which most likely will not happen. And then there's institutional crypto that is absolutely accelerating in terms of adoption. The point is, you want to be positioned before this narrative shifts, and you want to have that money set into those assets. So let's talk about these 4 picks again. So the very first pick over here is going to be Solana. And again, it's the safest one with the least amount of risk. So we're going to go kind of from the least riskiest to the riskiest. And again, this is the one that's been the beaten down blue chip crypto that every bank and every institution wants to own and utilizes. Again, why it's down? So let's talk about it. Broader markets are just all down and selling off. So it's dragging down the crypto markets. And then the meme coin fatigue, and especially on the Solana chain, is really killing it. Again, most of the meme coins that have been made in the last 12 months have been using the Solana chain and nothing else. So that's very important. So let's talk about why you should care about adding Solana in this $80 range. Again, it's down about 71% from all-time highs. It consistently beats Ethereum every single year in terms of how much it gives you back for what you put in. The developer ecosystem is the most active it's ever been in the history of the entire crypto world, and it's beating out just about everything, and is the highest transaction speeds in the world of any crypto. And this talks about, when I make this claim, I'm talking about consistently across 12 months. So let's go over the big catalyst for specifically Solana here. Well, Solana ETF applications are actively in review, and they continue to increase. This is a massive factor. So they don't care if the market's down, what's happening with oil, with Iran, with gold, with anything. They're continuing along this path, and there's more and more ETFs. This is the same playbook that sent Bitcoin from $25,000 to $126,700. So again, let's talk about the math here. If Solana simply returns those 50% that it usually does very quickly, you'll be very quickly at like $147. But you're looking at a 2x or a 3x. So you're looking at that 220 to 240 where it was at already. That's a massive gain when the markets typically give you 9%. Here's an asset that can give you 300-400%. It's pretty fantastic in my opinion. The number 2, and again, this is right here what you're looking at. Here's the fear and greed index. And let's take a look at another big point here. Solana price prediction as Solana surpasses Ethereum and Tron in the stable coin volume. This is huge. Solana has achieved a historic milestone in the asset sector, officially surpassing both Ethereum and Tron in monthly stablecoin transaction volumes as of February 2026. So again, this is not a joke. This is a very serious crypto that continues to advance. So we will talk about our second pick over here, and then we'll also talk about SUI in a little bit. But getting back over here, so let's talk about, and I'm going to switch so you guys can kind of take a look at some of these. We have Hype, Solana, we have SUI, and then we also have Bit and Soar, which is Tao, T-A-O. So our number 2 pick is Tau. And right now it's hovering somewhere around $317. And again, this is the AI meets crypto asymmetric bet. So if this is what you're looking for, Tau is giving you that. Again, why it exists? Well, it's building a decentralized marketplace for AI intelligence, essentially a network where AI models compete and they are rewarded for whatever product that they're producing, whatever value that they're producing. Again, it's the purest AI and crypto play that exists in the entire top 100 cryptocurrencies. Again, if you go over here into top 100 crypto, again, of all of the top 100 crypto that you can see on our list, this is the purest play that we have. It's very, very important. So why it's compelling? Well, the AI dominance and the macro theme of this decade is kind of coming through Tau. Tau is the only crypto asset with a legitimate claim for that nerve at a massive scale. Again, if you want to take a look at the top 100 list, just go to OxRank.com and it'll be in this, first, second, third, fourth, fifth tab from the left. Again, it's up about 20% in the last 7 days, and the momentum is real, and institutional attention is growing for Tau, just like it is for Solana. This is why I like them. When big institutions, companies that have trillions of dollars under management are interested in our crypto, that's one you want to pay attention to. Still at about a $3.4 billion market cap, if the AI narrative in crypto matures, this has about a 10x potential. Again, this is huge. 10x means that you can gain those types of returns that take 10 years to 11 years, while what typically you get from the S&P 500. It's pretty huge. Let's switch over to Sui again. And this is an important one. Sui is the only platform where assets, data, and permissions can be owned, programmed, and verified. What's the result? Superior products, real user trust, and value that's shared, not extracted. This is that number 3 golden pick. Again, why is it important? Well, most people that are in crypto long term, they believe that the next Solana, right? The next Solana is Sui. And, that's a big, bold claim. So there has to be a reason for it. So let's go over it and why it's special and why it's different. Well, it's different because it's built on the Move language, which is genuinely different and a completely different architecture, not just another EVM clone. Again, the $3.2 billion market cap versus Solana's $47 billion market cap literally means that you can most likely pull out 20x out of this coin if it gets even slightly competitive with Solana over the next 6 to 12 months. That's 20 years of investing all in 12 months. Again, because the S&P 500 gives you 9 to 10% typically. Again, the best 7-day performance of any serious L1 on the top 100 list. And that is a very, very, very important key factor. You're looking for monopolies and you're looking for cryptos that are the best at something. And again, developer activity is accelerating and the Phi TVL is growing. This is huge. So nothing that's happening right now with all of the crypto selling across the board matters for Sui, for Solana, again, and for Tau. They're still doing their thing in the background, and that's what matters. Again, the thesis on this one is every cycle has a breakout L1. In 2021, it was Solana. All right. Sui is the most credible candidate for this cycle right now. Again, this might be the one that literally overtakes Sui as the breakout crypto. Again, the risk, it's the lower liquidity. That means the bigger drawdowns mean it will just sell off more. So it's a high volatility position, but it's a high risk to reward crypto. The number 4 pick over here, and again, if we switch over back to, let's log in here and we'll go to watch list. And once we enter watch list, we will go to our high conviction crypto list. We'll click on it. And once this loads up, we're going to talk about it. Again, this is our hyper liquid hype coin over here. And again, you can create watch lists, portfolios, whatever you'd like inside of. You can even actually, right here, you can see on the top, I have my crypto wallet tied into it. So a very, very awesome tool, true command center for the serious investor. Now, again, let's talk about hype. So it's at $38.50 right now. This is the under the radar infrastructure play. And you want to buy stuff that is under the radar that's already not gained all the momentum and not everybody's talking about it. So why almost nobody talks about hype? Let's go through this really, really importantly. Again, no VC backing, no institutional allocation at launch, 31% of supply is airdropped directly to users. So that means that no massive VC wallets are waiting to dump on retail. Huge. So we got the stability, we got a lot of trust going for it, and we like all of this. Now, what does this actually do? Okay, so let's go through it. So it runs the highest volume perpetuals DEX in all of crypto and doing it in real value. And again, this is true real revenue. So what I want you to understand is you have a couple of cryptos that have monopolized certain sectors of the market. So when you think about it that way, you now understand why SUI is so special, why Hype is special, and why Solana in particular is very, very special. Again, as the regulatory pressure on centralized exchanges increases, DEX perp volume will keep growing. So let's do the math on it. Again, around $9.8 billion market cap, doing real exchange revenue. Compare that to centralized exchange tokens at about 5 to 10x. That, near for that similar volume, you're talking about a crypto that can give you a 30x return. That's huge. Now, again, let's talk about the risk as well. Smart contract exploit risk, and if a VAC-backed competitor out-executes them, the narrative could absolutely shift. But again, this is true for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, and all the other cryptos as well. And, this is kind of the case for Ripple. They've really kind of been basically out-executed by other cryptocurrencies. So very, very good list over here for you to absolutely take a look at. I'm absolutely personally going to be adding on to this. I have them in my high conviction crypto list, and I will also be, I'm adding Tau in this list as well. I have 3 of them. And again, anytime I see a 10, 20, 30% sell off, I'm going to be adding to them. Again, I don't have to risk my life's savings into this, but if I put maybe 5, 6% of my portfolio, maybe bump it up to 7 or 8%. So I put 2% of my portfolio into each one of these. At 8%, my portfolio can absolutely recover just fine. If 1 or 2 of these 4 go up by 20x or 30x, I will very easily become a multi-millionaire, and I don't mind that. That'll be a beautiful thing. And, SUI is one that's directly competing with Solana. Solana is absolutely going to be the key holder and user by all institutions. And then Hype and Tower, another, slightly riskier place. But if you can do a 20 or 30x on your money, and, no crypto, no stock, no investment is ever 100% safe. But this is the safest of the bunch, of the top 100 cryptos. So very, very important. And I get over here, if you go to the macro dashboard and you look at all the indices and the macro environments, the market leadership, the inflation and safety, the Forex liquidity, this will also help you really, really educate yourself and understand how I make these picks and how you can do the same thing as well. Again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the stock and crypto markets and the economy over the next 6 months. And again, if you want to try OxRank, just go to oxrank.com, give it a shot. If you do not like its features, you get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. But right now, we're growing very, very quickly. And once we hit 1,000 users, we will be closed up and I will not allow anymore. We're already more than halfway there. So awesome opportunity to use it. I want the tool to run as fast as possible. And again, we're going to be adding right now a chat option where all of the users in OxRank can talk to each other, communicate, and help each other's portfolios grow. So I don't want this to be something that's just oversaturated with users. I want that speed, stability, and I also want, a smaller number of users so we can all help each other make as much money as possible. Again, thank you for watching and see you in the next one. If you want to see my next market breakdown, watch this video right here.